Hi, my name is Morty. Today, I'm here to talk to you about spam, how it's measured, and how to determine why your legitimate messages are being flagged as spam. Let's get started. If you're watching this video right now, you or one of your users more than likely received a bounce back that you've been detected sending spam. Now, what is spam? Spam can be a multitude of things, but generally speaking, it's malicious content targeted to data mine information from you. Now, what do I mean by that? Emails looking to gather information such as bank account information, requesting wire transfers, looking for charitable donations, foreign princes asking for money. All in all, any type of malicious email sent to you that just seems suspicious in any way could be considered spam. So now that we know what spam is, let's work on trying to figure out why your legitimate messages are being interpreted as spam. For starters, all email providers handle spam differently. In Rackspace's case, we utilize a weighted system, which means we take feedback from our entire user base and the messages that they've determined as spam and compare that to the messages coming in. So for instance, let's say we received 100 messages in the last 10 minutes. 60 of those messages have been determined as spam by our users, all of which contain a particular phone number. Any message that we receive in the future with that phone number is going to be considered spam by our environment. Now that we know how the system works, let's take a deeper dive into figuring out why our legitimate messages may be flagged as spam and how we can remedy that situation. Now, what I have drafted in front of me here is an example of a message that was detected as spam by our environment. Let's take a look at the anatomy of the message and try and determine what exactly caused that to happen. First and foremost, let's take a look at the subject line. When it comes to subject lines, you want to refrain from using all capital letters. Also, keep the non-alphanumeric characters to a minimum. Essentially, you don't want your subject line to sound like an infomercial. So let's watch out for those buzzwords like guaranteed or free money or click here. That's just going to increase the chances of your recipients marking those messages as spam. Now, that's really all you need to worry about with subjects, because to be honest with you, 90% of those messages that are flagged as spam aren't because of the subject line. It's more so the body. So let's take a look at that. Now, looking at the body here, the first thing that we see is click here for details about our vacation listing, with the click here being a hyperlink that goes to an external source. The disadvantage of doing something like this is we don't know the spam weight that external source holds. So essentially, with you including that link, though it's not there visibly, that can add to your spam score and cause this message to be flagged. Now, right below that, we see a beautiful image of 3 beach homes. Now, where do we get that image from? Did you go to your search engine and type in beautiful beach homes, find the one you liked and copy and pasted it? Or did this come from your personal collection, something that you shot yourself? So as an example, let's just say there was a marketing email for beautiful beach homes that used this same picture, and 90% of those messages were marked as spam by the recipients. As soon as you copy and paste that image into your body of your email, the spam score just went up and will increase the likelihood of the message being flagged as spam. Now, one thing that I don't have here in front of me but I did want to touch on is to avoid complex formatting. If your HTML source code has empty tags, or if you have multiple font styles, different colors, different sizes, if you have formatting that requires Java to run in order for you to view the email, things like ActiveX protocols, or anything of that effect, you're more than likely going to want to refrain from using those because it will definitely increase the likelihood of this message being flagged as spam. Now, we've talked about subject lines, we've looked at the body of a message, but in my tenure here at Rackspace as a support technician, the signature is really where we see a lot of the spam flags occur. Now, why is that? Well, for starters, your signature more than likely is shared through your entire company. And the only thing different about them is probably just a few minor details. So within those details, we'll see things like the address to your business. You may see phone numbers or fax numbers, possibly a clickable link to your website. And like the example that we used before of those beautiful beach homes that we got from that search engine, You may have a clickable link to Facebook or Twitter or any other social media outlet that goes to your specific page. Now, though it goes to your specific page, where did that icon come from? And again, like I mentioned earlier, if you got that image from a search engine, it more than likely has a pretty hefty spam reputation attached to it. As soon as you add that image or that icon to your email, the reputation of your message lowers. Now, one troubleshooting step that you could try is simply removing the signature. Now, if you removed your signature from your message and it sends successfully, awesome. We've essentially identified that the spam flag is associated with your signature. Now, if you're still getting rejected, there's a couple other things that we could take a look at. That brings us to attachments. Now, if you've deleted the attachment from your message and it delivers successfully, sweet. Then we've identified that the spam flag is associated with the attachment itself. Let's take a look at my example here. Now, I've got a zip folder. So a zip folder can contain multiple files within it. So what I would want to do in this scenario is open the zip folder and verify that all of the files within that zip are files that I'm intending to send. Simultaneously, you're going to want to run this through an antivirus or anti-malware scan to make sure there's no malicious content and take it from there. Now, my example message here has the look of an email that would be sent out to the masses, which brings me to another point. Rackspace hosted email is intended for person-to-person communication. If you have an email, such as my example, that you intend to send to a multitude of users, you may want to work with a third-party bulk mail provider to accompany those needs. This is also a way to prevent the spam reputation that's incurred with your marketing emails from interfering with your daily business communication. All right, so let's recap. We've talked about subject lines, the body of a message, signatures, attachments, and bulk sending. Now, you've gone through all the troubleshooting steps in this video and your message is still getting flagged as spam. I'm going to be honest with you. You've done everything that you can do. But there's still two more options for us. Number one, you could reach out to your intended recipient. Ask them to safelist you so that way your message still delivers to them even if they flag it as spam. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can export the email that you're attempting to send and provide that to us. We'll accept messages in .eml format or .msg. Now, if you don't know how to do that, that's okay. We have a video that's going to show you step-by-step instructions on how to export that type of file. Once you provide us with that example, we'll gladly analyze it for you and determine what we can do to get these messages delivered because we understand the importance of your email. And that's that. Now you know the best sending practices for our email platform. If you have any additional questions, you can take a look at our email help tool located at emailhelp.rackspace.com. You can also reach out to us via chat or phone, which is located at the top of your Rackspace control panel. And remember, we're here for you 24/7, 365, so don't hesitate to reach out. And until next time, have a great rest of your day.